All right, let's talk about Jordan Love. I'm always fascinated in when one of these situations comes out where Jordan Love has, in certain statistics done very well, in other statistics done very poorly. A lot of his box score stats still look very good. Things like PFF numbers or other advanced statistics have not been as positive towards Love. So what is the scenario? Let's talk about, let's watch the film, because at the end of the day, can look at all the numbers we want. Best way to evaluate a quarterback is by watching film and just see how well did he play in this one. Starting off with this play, I thought it was actually a mixed bag. And I thought for 3 quarters he looked really good out there. This play is a good example of kind of what he's been able to do consistently so far for Green Bay. Because again, I think we've almost kind of changed this and put way too much expectations on Jordan Love, where it's almost like we're already asking the question, is he going to be a Hall of Fame level quarterback because Green Bay is coming off of Rodgers and Favre? Obviously, the first question should be, is he just a playable quarterback? And that answer has been a resounding yes. This play, it's a zone coverage concept. You have a receiver who's going to be running over the middle. You're going to run a play action, hopefully get linebackers out of position. And as you see, Love runs this play action, and it's working. LaFleur schemed this up well. I think LaFleur's had a really good first 2 weeks for Green Bay. You have someone open. As you see, Love is able to make an accurate throw, a little bit high, but, whatever. An accurate throw allowed his receiver to still run after the catch as well, which is good. So as a whole, to me, this is good stuff, and we've seen Love do this pretty consistently so far through 2 weeks of being a starter. Also, this play I really loved, no pun intended, with Jordan Love. I thought this was really well done because, I'm going to pause it right here. 3rd down and 10 is the situation. And one thing I look towards young players, it's not necessarily just how well do you run the offense. It's what can you do above and beyond that? What's your playmaking ability? What can you do when plays break down? I think that's something that maybe gets overlooked sometimes of young players, and we've seen some real flashes from Love in these spots. As you see, Love is going to take the snap right here, and there's a stunt going on that ends up allowing Jordan Love to be able to get outside the pocket. He's able to potentially run for some yards, but how many yards are you actually going to get here? Again, 3rd down and 10, got to get to the 33-yard line. What's really going to happen? Well, as you see, I think the defender kind of took a poor angle, but he took that poor angle because he maybe didn't realize how quick Jordan Love was. So being able to get up and move like that is definitely a positive aspect towards his game. Again, when he was drafted, his athleticism was a key part of why people liked him and why he was eventually a first-round pick. Like this play is a good example of that, where what's going to happen is it's a 2nd down and 9 here, and I think there's a potential criticism and positive for Love. First, the route he wants to throw to, going to be a route going towards the sideline, could get into a gap in coverage. And as you see, Love is going to run to play action. He eventually starts scrambling out. I don't know if he had to do that. I don't believe that was by design. I think he kind of just felt a little bit of pressure going in that direction. At this point, he probably could still plant his feet. I don't know if he has to throw off balance. But at the same time, if you're good at throwing off balance, well, then why not just make sure that you're extra safe, keeping yourself away from pressure and doing it? Because as you see, he makes the throw and picks up a first down. I'm sure a lot of, old school quarterbacks coaches will say, hey, you don't have to go that far off. You don't have to throw with your footwork that wonky, right? It's not something you have to do. And that would all be, I think, fair and true. At the same time, though, if it's working, then it's working. So why would you criticize a play that works? That was a good play. So, and again, shows his athleticism, the fact that he can throw off balance so well. Also, this play is a very fascinating one where it's going to be a man coverage concept, and it's going to be the second route, the one that eventually is going to be closest towards the sideline, but then goes further up. That's the one that your Love is going to want to throw the ball to. As you see, Love is going to run this play action. You have a lot of one-on-one matchups across the board for Atlanta, and this is not wide open. This is tight coverage. So while, in my opinion, I thought week 1 was kind of getting his numbers inflated from the Bears defense. I think a lot of people are going to have good numbers against the Bears defense. At the end of the day, if you make an easy throw and it gets you 50 yards, I don't give you as much credit for that as making a tough throw that might only get you 15 yards. Well, here is a tough throw for 15 yards, and he puts it right on the money, and the receiver helps him out a little bit and is able to break a tackle and get into the end zone for a touchdown. Obviously, the receiver gets credit for the second part there, but that was still a good throw, and also at the end of the day, you get the ball in your playmaker's hands and good things happen. So a lot of really good stuff from Jordan Love, and I thought, for a while, I kind of felt like, okay, for Green Bay, this is, maybe the performance that I think you were really hoping to see from him. He gets you up by, a good amount of points here, by 8 points in this point. But then going over here, the fourth quarter happened where it's, scores now 24-19. I thought he had some misplays in the fourth quarter. I did. I thought that, I'm not going to say it was a meltdown or anything like that, but I thought that there were some opportunities for him to play a little bit better than he did. Starting off with this play, it's a 3rd down and 9, one-on-one matchup on the outside. Jordan Love takes a snap, looks over there, because why not? That makes sense. And you can kind of see what he sees. Defensive back has his back turned towards the quarterback. The issue is that the route's about to end and there's just no separation. Not to mention, it's a 3rd down and 9 in this spot, and you're throwing, before you get to the sticks. So this is just, it's just a mistake by Jordan Love. I think that's the only way to really phrase it. Because Love fires us in there, and honestly, that should have been picked. That should have been an interception, and honestly, could have been a pick 6. I mean, if that play is intercepted and returned for a touchdown, this is a completely different conversation we're having with the Packers. I think Packers fans would have been very upset with that play. I think that people would have talked about, oh my God, Jordan Love choked at the end. Very fortunate that didn't happen. But, when I do film study, I don't look at results. I don't do results-based thinking. At the end of the day, if you throw what should have been intercepted and it's dropped, I blame you. If you throw what shouldn't have been intercepted, but, it got bobbled off of 4 guys and got intercepted, then I don't blame you. This play was another blunder where I almost have a conspiracy theory about this play. So here's the situation. It's a 4th down and 1. Green Bay is up 2 points, and they're going for it. They're going for it with about a foot away from the first down marker. Looks like they're going for a quarterback sneak, although we don't know for sure. And watch what Jordan Love does. I mean, he sticks his foot out and loses his balance and falls into his own offensive lineman, which is a false start, and they weren't able to go for it. They punted. I joked about a conspiracy theory. Almost makes me feel like if Jordan Love, I don't know, maybe he didn't want to go for it here, so he pretended to fall into his own guy to get a false start penalty, so that way they wouldn't have to go for it. I don't know. I don't think that's what happened. I think he just slipped, so I don't know how much I'm going to crush him for it, but I'm talking about what I saw in this game. He had some miscues here. Even this one, where this is in the final drive, we're in the final minute, trying to march down the field. You just need a field goal to win it. So you totally have an opportunity here with there's a one-on-one matchup. It's off screen right now, but a one-on-one matchup on the sideline. That's where Love is going to throw to, and it makes sense. It's a route that can get open. Right when this play begins, you see that Love looks downfield. There's an opening. I mean, there's an opening. This is an opportunity to get a big completion, get the ball at midfield with still about 40 seconds left or so. This would be huge, and this would almost I don't want to say guarantee you a victory, but you would probably be almost favored to win at that point if you hit this throw. Instead, Jordan Love's throw is going to be too far, and he was under pressure. It was a tough throw in a big spot in the game, 100%. I'm not going to crush him for it. Like I said, it wasn't a meltdown in the fourth quarter or anything like that, but I think that he did not play what you would hope he would play in these spots. But it's also think about how we're viewing this. I mean, this is a guy who's playing in his 4th NFL start at this point, something like that, has played a handful of snaps on different plays. The fact that we're already talking about him as yeah, he played all right, but couldn't come through in the fourth quarter. That is above where we expect him to be at this point. So the expectations have been put way too high on him, and I also think the hype has gotten a little out of control due to the good touchdown to interception ratio he has had through 2 games. There's a lot more to it than that. I think he's had a pretty up and down start to this season, but that's still, I think, a good thing if you're a Packers fan. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.